Me, Jenny Butler. Jenny works with Felixstowe Ambitions, who are trying to draw awareness of young people's problems in Felixstowe.
Yes.
So, Jenny, do you want me to tell me a bit about what Felixstowe Ambitions is all about?
Yes, Felixstowe Ambitions is a local gathering of businesses, education providers and youth support workers who look to create, expand and take advantage of opportunities for young people anywhere between the ages of 11 and 24. And a subgroup of that committee is called Ambition to Survive, which is something I'm trying to get up off the ground at the moment.
Okay. So currently, what do young people get from the government on a weekly basis to help them survive?
The absolute most that young people get at the moment is about £55 a week, and I understand that is capped from the ages of 18 to 24, if I remember correctly. I am still learning about this as I go along. I've kind of jumped in head first. Yeah. But that is then taken up by about £20 a week for housing. Yeah. And then they still at that point have to buy food, clothing, necessities, loo roll, everything, you name it.
Well, as we all know, shopping isn't all that cheap anymore, is it?
No, not anymore.
So what ways are Felixstowe Ambitions trying to help these young people then?
Well, they get involved with trying to find the quickest way possible to get people into housing, access to the benefits that are necessary for them to stay alive, education, apprenticeships, job placement, job training, help with creating resumes. You've got areas where young people can go to have something with which to occupy their time rather than wandering around on the street. The list just goes on. It's just a matter of finding them and exploiting them.
Yeah, yeah. So how can the community get involved?
Well, we're always looking for support from anyone, individuals, businesses, education providers, anybody who's willing and able to provide either work experience, job placement, education. And the Ambitions to Survive drive is looking for non-perishable food items, toiletries and anything necessary, not cash, just items.
So what have you been able to do so far in the town?
So far, I've actually met with a lot of resistance. I have put up posters that I've made, I've sent out emails, I've created a Facebook community page, and I am meeting a lot of resistance with apathy and a general resentment towards giving handouts.
And why do you think this is?
Well, the resentment about handouts, I think, is because a lot of families are having to find that less money has to go further when prices are rising, and you know, job security is like at an all-time low. I can respect that. By the same token, these kids are not having handouts for the sake of it. They're having government support because they have no way with which to finance themselves. Job market is terrible. The cost of getting to where a job is terrible, and they just can't make ends meet. I mean, I couldn't survive off £35 a week.
No, neither could I.
I couldn't survive off £55 a week, at least in my current lifestyle. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, yeah. So what makes you so passionate about this particular project?
Several reasons. One is that I have a lot of empathy for young people. Too many people stereotype young people into yobbos, hoodlums, hooligans, whatever you want to call it, but in actual fact, this is the time at which they're finding themselves, and they're going to test limits, push boundaries, and I'll be the first one to go and, you know, sort of have a pop at one of them if I catch them, you know, playing with my car antenna or something like that. By the same token, they shouldn't be going hungry. Yeah. And as a young person myself, I dealt with absolute dirt below the poverty line kind of poverty. No power, electricity for 6 months, having to sort of beg and borrow for food. I have stolen for food before to feed my family. And I used to bring home leftovers from where I worked as a teenager at a fast food restaurant so that my sister and I could eat.
So you really understand what these young people are going
Absolutely.
through then. So if this works here in Felixstowe, what is the scope for the future of the Ambitions project?
The idea is these food drives and education support are local to the community. So this Ambition to Survive is literally Felixstowe community for Felixstowe young people. Yeah. When this gets up off the ground, the plan is to implement them in little pockets. Yeah. Not roll it out as some nationwide thing that gets lost up in bureaucratic red tape. But, for example, we set up one for Ipswich, Ambition to Survive Ipswich, etc., etc.
So it really tackles the situation for these young people from a holistic point of view. You're not just looking to help them with one particular area. You really want to help them survive long term by providing them opportunities in all different areas of their life, really, don't you?
That is the point. They need to feel like they're a part of the next generation.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are going to be, you know, providing you and me with our support when we get old and frail. And it's not going to be humanly possible to do that if they're constantly left and lost and just slip through the cracks.
So if people want to get involved and come and help you with this project, how can they do that?
There is information available on the internet. There is, as I say, the Facebook community page. I have my contact details with my email address and telephone number. Food can be dropped off and information can be obtained from ITS Training Services, also Felixstowe College. Contact for that is Jackie Edson.
Okay.
Any number of ways. You just need to pick up the phone or write an email.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
So that's Jenny talking to us about the Felixstowe Ambitions project. Do get in contact via the Facebook page or however you can and get involved. Thank you.